Have you ever thought about writing some family stories, but then wondered, where do I even start? Or worried that maybe it's just too late or you're not the right person to tell them? Today, I'd like to show you one really good place to start with the help of 3 books and the example of my dad. And maybe you're also wondering who to even start with. Parents, mom's side of the family, your adopted family. I'd like to make that easy for you too. Why not start writing about yourself? Because, face it, you know yourself. No research required. That makes the writing easier. And then you can get to your ancestors after you warm up. That's actually what my dad did. After he retired, he went to the store and bought himself 4 spiral-bound notebooks and a pack of blue ballpoint pens. And then each evening, he'd sit at the kitchen table and start writing. And he started with what he called his little stories. They were the easy stories that he used to tell me. He knew them by heart. And over the years, Dad actually filled up all of those notebooks and went back to the store for more. But even if all I had was his first chapter, I would still be grateful because that's where he wrote down the names of all his brothers and sisters and when they were born and his parents. And that was all 100 years ago now. And I don't know if Dad realized how much we appreciated his little stories when he wrote them. I hope we told him thank you in a way that made him happy. What I do know is that even now, when we find old newspaper clippings and homestead records and Civil War papers, we add to his stories and expand what he started. So when you wonder if anybody will care about your stories, the truth is you don't even know when somebody might pick them up, and it could be years from now. I caught Dad's writing bug in 1992, and I decided to start my family stories while I was wedged in the middle seat on a flight from Atlanta to Cleveland. I mean, no better time to start, right? 2 big men were stealing the armrests on either side of me. Might as well write. I pulled out a notebook and a brand new pack of multicolored pens, and I just stared at the page. I was frozen. The only thing I managed to write that day was a list describing the pens. The red pen is very red. The green pen doesn't show up very well. That was it. In the Cleveland airport, before heading home, I found a book in one of those little airport book stands. It was called Writing Down the Bones. It was by Natalie Goldberg. And on the way home on the crowded flight, I just could not put that book down. I mean, okay, I did think the author was kind of a strange lady. She was Buddhist. That wasn't the strange part. It was the thing where she claimed to sit still for hours at a time. Who does that? But wow, the way she described how to write, just close your eyes and imagine things and then write these little scenes. And they didn't need a beginning, a middle, or an end. No footnotes like in school. Nothing that says, in conclusion. Just little vignettes. And you didn't have to do anything with them yet. You could just set them aside and do something with them later. And I had never written anything like that. All I had done was classroom assignments or letters to relatives. I didn't do vignettes. But after that I did, and I kept going over the years with these small bits of writing. Now when I'm working on a story or want to remember something, I can pull these out. Later, I learned about something called Homework for Life from another book that I recommend. It's called Storyworthy by Matthew Dix. And he talks about telling stories rather than just writing them down. And I love that because aren't family stories really meant to be told out loud and not just tucked away in a drawer? A lot of what he says works no matter whether you write your story or entertain your grandkids with tales over lunch or make a video. So Homework for Life is his suggestion to write down one small thing each day, something you might use later in a story. And he even has a Homework for Life app that he just released recently. I haven't tried it, but it's worth checking out. These days, I like to record my Homework for Life straight into my phone quite often, maybe when I'm out on a walk.
Yeah, I'm on my way to work. I'm walking because my granddaughter's visiting. So guess who has my car?
Back in 1992, I didn't even have a car phone, so the idea of talking into a phone like this and getting a transcription would have felt like something out of the Jetsons. At some point, you'll want to use some of these notes from your vignettes or your homework for life, and you're going to want to turn them into a story. And a book that I really like for that is called Shimmering Images by Lisa Dale Norton. She's got a great sense of humor, and she doesn't go on for hundreds of pages. She just gives you what you need so that you can get started. And you can go out and buy yourself 36 other books on this topic too if you want. And I'm not trying to discourage you from reading, but honestly, these 3 books, Writing Down the Bones, Storyworthy, and Shimmering Images, these are enough to get you started. Now, I know some of you are thinking, well, it's too late for me. My handwriting's getting shaky. I'm not much of a writer. It's going to be too much work. Did you just see me talking into my phone? My dad didn't start till he was retired. Some people don't start until much later than that, and we all have technology to help us now. Some of you are also thinking, right, but even if I start, I'm never going to finish. And that's fine. It's actually okay. Remember what I said about Dad in Chapter 1. Even if that's all he had left us, we would be grateful. So, before we wrap up, let's get you started with a quick writing exercise from Writing Down the Bones. Are you ready? Begin with the phrase, I remember. Write down lots of small memories. If you fall into one large memory, write that. Just keep going. Don't be concerned if the memory happened 5 seconds ago or 5 years ago. Everything that isn't this moment is memory coming alive again as you write. If you get stuck, just repeat the phrase, I remember, and keep going. So if you're wondering where to start, give that exercise a try. Get a notepad or try it on your computer or record it on your phone while you're out on a walk. And I'd love to hear what comes up for you, so feel free to share it in the comments if you want to. I'm Nancy from Legacy Carvers. I'll put the names of the books I mentioned down in the video description in case you want to check them out. If you want to keep going, I've got more videos to help you share your stories, one small piece at a time. I'll see you next time.